This is the issue, and I am the ghetto man. Last night I did a show called Ghetto Man on the power to declare war. Well, this is going to be some sort of another addendum to it because a couple of questions have arose as to whether or not, under our laws of treaty, that President Trump could act without a declaration of war by an act of Congress. A lot of people think Article 6 of the United States Constitution allows the president to go to war without Congress, which reads, "The Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made pursuant thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land." Article 6, United States Constitution. It is believed by some people that the clause, "all treaties made, or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land," allows a treaty to supersede the Constitution of the United States. It is also believed that because the United States has a treaty with the United Nations, the UN Security Council and its resolutions can supersede the United States Constitution. Well, this analogy is incorrect and has been addressed by the Supreme Court of the United States on many occasions, and I'm going to read you one of them. "There is nothing in the language which intimates that treaties and the laws enacted pursuant to them do not have to comply with the provisions of the Constitution. Nor is there anything in the debates accompanying the drafting and ratification of the Constitution which even suggests such a result. It would be manifestly contrary to the objections of those who created the Constitution, as well as those who are responsible for the Bill of Rights, let alone alien to our entire constitutional history and tradition, to construe Article 6 as permitting the United States to exercise power under an international agreement without observing constitutional prohibitions. In effect, such construction would permit amendment of that document in a manner not sanctioned by Article 5. The prohibitions of the Constitution were designed to apply to all branches of the national government, and they cannot be nullified by the executive or by the executive and the Senate combined. Okay, if you want to read that, the case is called Reed versus Colvert. Can be found in 354 U.S. 1. All right. The question that arises, at least for me, when somebody comes up with this thing saying, well, treaties, we got a treaty with the UN and I got NATO and we can just go in there and do things when they say we can do it and the president is authorized, and that's bullshit, okay? First question that comes to mind for me is, who is the enemy here? And then, what country attacked us? Did Syria attack us? Was there an attack on U.S. soil somewhere? Now, as we learned in the last video, the president can only accept war without a declaration of war by an act of Congress when we have been attacked. This hasn't happened. It didn't happen. There has been no attack on the United States of America. So he can't move anywhere and do anything without a declaration of war by an act of Congress. It's just plain and simple. What the president did, and whether you love Trump or you don't love Trump, this isn't about a popularity contest here. We're a nation of laws. We're not a nation of men. We can't just go around and pick and choose the laws that we want to obey and the ones that we don't want to obey. It's not, it's not just, I'm the president, I can go ahead and dictate what I want. Now, this has been going on for a long time. I mean, we haven't had a declaration of war, as I said on the last show, since the end of World War II. So we've been acting unconstitutionally when Korea, Vietnam, every war that you see here, none of them are constitutional wars, and none of them are legal. Okay, so what the president did, it doesn't matter whether you like him or you don't like him or you have some kind of political position that we got to do something to help the Syrians. This isn't about that. This is about the law. Now, either you're going to obey the law or you don't. Okay? What the president did is unconstitutional. Where is a full debate of Congress? I don't remember them debating anything. He just says, okay, we're just going to go ahead and lob some missiles in here and kill a bunch of people because I said so. Isn't that what Obama did? Isn't that what Bush did? Clinton did? It just go back. They all just go ahead and say, oh, well, I just go ahead and do that. And then if they call, well, we're working under the UN resolutions, which is the treaties, you can't do that. The treaties cannot supersede the Constitution. So difficult sometimes. I mean, I talk to people and they say, well, maybe Trump was thinking that, he'll use this strategy, that strategy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what strategy you think he is or is not doing. There's a law that he has to obey, and he didn't obey it. Now, even if all of this stuff that you're hearing is true, I haven't seen any investigation into Syria. I haven't seen any real evidence. I've seen some, some television newsreels, say, oh, look at this, all these people hurt and everything. I sure hope that that's not the case because I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But, when you're dealing with sarin gas, from what I heard about it and what I understand about it, it's really nasty stuff. It's a nerve agent. And it penetrates clothing. It will even penetrate those little masks that doctors and surgeons wear, to keep germs off. It'll penetrate that, penetrate clothing. It penetrates, it's really a dangerous stuff. Paper masks, they don't do anything at all. And then I ask myself, what does Assad have to gain to do this? And who is approving this? Now take a look around. What I always do is I look at the lamestream media and its prostitutes, and I say to myself, if that lamestream media is approving it, then there is an agenda behind it. And look around. The lamestream media is just, oh, wow, yeah, we hate Trump. We hate Trump. We hate Trump for everything he does, except this. We love this. This helps the military-industrial complex. Excuse me. A lot of money. A lot of money is made in wars. A lot of money. Just think about it. How would you like to be in a business where you sell products, tanks, guns, bombs, bullets, and all this stuff, and what's going to happen is you're going to send them out so they're all blown to pieces so you can make more tanks, guns, and bullets and sell it up. What a great business to be in. As soon as you sell the product, it goes out and gets blown apart, and then you get another order. Anyway, look who's approving. Clinton. Hitlery, Rob'em Clinton. Schumer. Insane McCain, Lindsey Graham, all of these leftists, all of these warmongering, anti-American extremists, they're approving. Yeah. And they're approving of the president violating the Constitution. I'll tell you what, when I look at it in the hard daylight, sounds like a false flag to me. And remember, all of this stuff, it's all irrelevant. It's all irrelevant because the law was broken. Okay? That's the only thing that's relevant. The law was broken. Now, earlier on Thursday, Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky, he's a Republican, announced that he would oppose any military action without a vote of Congress. He also said the president, if he decides to do something in Syria, he would have to come to Congress and ask for a declaration of war. Now, see, Rand Paul understands this. This is simple stuff. You have to get down to the foundation. It is the law. Law. You can't go outside of the law. If you don't like the law, then you can go ahead and try to change it. But then you have to do those changes pursuant to the mandates of the United States Constitution. But you just can't sit there and say, well, today I'm going to obey this law. Or, the guy before me, he did it, so I can do it too. This is absolutely insane. And I mean insane. So, yeah, short of Congress voting on it, this is, I'm going further with Rand Paul. He said, short of Congress voting on it, he says, I'm opposed to illegal and unconstitutional wars. Now, there you go. You got a senator coming out of Kentucky, and I don't care if he's a Democrat or a Republican, but this guy understands that President Trump, and like all the presidents before him, does not have the power to declare war. If he did, as we learned in the last show, then he would be acting as a dictator or an emperor. And that's what's happening here. This is a dictatorship when the president can go ahead and just completely have disregard for the law and try to circumvent his authority. Then we have problems. That's why our country is so screwed up. It's screwed up because the people, we the people, the sovereign citizens, we do not know how it is run. And then the people who sit there and say, just get their emotions involved and say, well, I support the president. Well, you're wrong too. You're helping him commit an act of treason. You're helping him to violate the law. And I'll tell you what, I'm getting sick and tired of it. Now, I don't care. I don't care what Trump's strategy is. I don't care what Congress's strategy is. I don't care what the courts say. And I sure as heck don't care what my next door neighbor thinks about this whole thing. Without a declaration of war by an act of Congress, it is illegal. It is unconstitutional. If Trump is going to break the law here, where in the hell else is he going to break the law? The ends does not justify the means. I am the Ghetto Man, and thank you for watching.